So when the world is as fucked up as a lot of people see it to be, a lot of people tend to search for a scapegoat as to why things are the way they are. And in certain cases of people dying or people being influenced into a bad way, religion, or lack thereof, can play a part. Did this person kill for this reason? Did they kill for that reason? And let me clarify that while I understand why people like to question it, and I do encourage the activity of questioning why someone's done something and factoring in religion, I think a lot of the time it isn't usually the case. So I feel like a lot of my viewers at this point should be accustomed with this argument and heard it quite a fair bit. This person went out and killed a person, or this person influenced someone to take their own life. This is due to their religious beliefs because of certain Bible scriptures being taught to the religious people who harmed the religion. Therefore, religion is bad. Now, while you may not have heard that argument, you might have heard a variation of it, because a lot of people might flip it to a different religion, whether you be a Jew, a Buddhist, etc. But it can also affect the people that don't have a religion. Atheists. A lot of people can use the argument like this. This person went out and killed that person, or this person went out and influenced someone to take their own life, and it was due to their anti-religious beliefs, because of certain atheistic worldviews that are being taught to this person. Therefore, atheism is bad. So right off the bat, this argument causes a huge can of worms, because if every single person in any religion, or lack thereof religion, is being lumped as this bad person that can contribute to this, therefore atheism is bad, therefore Christianity's bad, therefore Buddhism is bad, or any religion, then it seems more like that it's pretty much being used to paint anything as bad. And if everyone's using this argument to go against religious people, or anti-religious people, or anyone, then doesn't it seem more like a tactic? Doesn't it seem more like something that people are using because they think it sounds flawless and genius, but ignore the countless amount of flaws that actually come with the argument? This argument is essentially more than the slippery slope fallacy used by people who want an argument to sound pretty on the surface, but they don't seem to realise that the more and more you analyse it, and the more and more you think of it, it's really just ugly. Let's go with the first flaw of the argument. It completely brushes over the neurology of someone who would commit this crime, and completely ignores the mindset of someone who would want to harm another person. Yes, religion may have influenced this person, but if the person has a serious mental illness, then anything can really influence them. This means that the chances of religion affecting someone with little or no mental issues is obviously going to vary. These cases of the person going out and murdering someone shows that they have little activity in the frontal lobe and are usually less moral, less empathetic, and have worse self-control, making them liable of harming others. Don't think I'm trying to say that murderers are good people when I say this, but they do need help. Not because I think they're great, awesome guys for murdering people, but because I don't want people to be murdered. I want them to be separated and segregated from society, so we can keep them away from people and make them so that they can't murder people, but that we also learn from them, so we can find ways to call out the behaviour, find the types of people that would do this, and then find a way to stop the problem and catch it before it becomes problematic. By understanding the killer and why they would do these types of things can prevent future crimes. I understand that someone like a Ted Bundy victim wouldn't want to sympathise or understand Ted Bundy, but luckily that's not their job to do so. Other people can take that responsibility so the victims don't have to. It takes a lot more time, thought and effort to actually understand why they'd want to go out and murder someone, instead of just blaming it on fucking atheism, Christianity, Islam, or anything. It takes a lot of energy to try and hook them up onto lots of stuff, give them medication, have interviews with them, understand them personally, instead of just using religion as a scapegoat, because it harms the religion, it harms people that aren't religious, because you're blaming atheists as well, you're blaming fucking everyone. Because a lot of people, more than just Christians and religious people, use this argument to go against each other. And it's not just the atheists going against the other fucking religious people. Everyone has been prone to use this fucking argument against their own fucking people that they don't like. And it paints a negative and unfair image of their opposition. They're unfairly criticizing the other team because they want a simple way to look at the world. But that's not how we do it. That's not how we prevent murders, rapes, or any of these crimes by just looking at it as a black and white thing. We solve these crimes by analysing them so that women, men, and anyone don't get raped, murdered, or assaulted. Because people like to foster this mindset, it prevents people from being able to analyse the situation, and it completely eliminates people from being able to see the situation so we can learn the motivations and the way these types of people act so we can prevent them early on. This wouldn't be an issue if it was just stupid people and we could easily point it out as such, but while I do think the people that make these arguments are highly misinformed, at the same time, people take them seriously. Take people like the amazing atheists, for example, who have said shit like this.
The problem right now is that Christians in America are able to peddle morally reprehensible bullshit to the masses and present it as truth. Present it as, this is how you're supposed to be. This is how a righteous man acts. If God tells him to kill his son, he fucking does it. What if you tell that to someone with schizophrenia? They hear voices. Who's to say they might not identify one of the voices as God?
Yes, and key word there. People with schizophrenia. People with schizophrenia need to be treated in a different way as you would treat a normal person. When they get told a story like this and they react in this type of way, it shows that they need to be treated and it shows that they need help because they perceive the world in such a fucked up way that they committed this heinous crime. A lot of people with schizophrenia tend to see dead relatives and family members that are no longer around. Does that mean they should just be segregated off? They shouldn't be able to make friends? They shouldn't be able to account with their family? No. It means that they deserve help and treated in a certain way so they don't view the world like this. You know, a lot of people have used this argument against atheism, quite a lot of fundamentalist Christians have, by using the argument that Joseph Stalin was an atheist, and look at how many people he fucking murdered. That proves how atheists are just immoral persons. You shouldn't use this argument, especially since it pushes a stigma towards schizophrenic people. You're just making them be seen as fucking idiots that go out and murder people, and it's all because of religion. Regardless of which way you put it on, you're either treating the Christians like shit, or you're treating the schizophrenics like shit. So you're shitty towards religious people, and you're shitty towards people with mental illnesses, while preaching against that. Now, please don't take this as me saying that the people like Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, or anyone that causes these heinous crimes are the only victims. Of course they're not. And of course we shouldn't view them as the precious people that got hurt when they're out murdering people. I'm saying that they need to be caught out and made sure who types of people do this shit so we can stop it and prevent it. If the person has all of these fucking problems that would make them see stuff so irrationally, then obviously it has something more to do than what fucking religion they believe, or lack thereof. It doesn't matter if they believe in God, Buddha, Muhammad, or nothing. Take off your rose-tinted glasses and be able to see the world in a fair, rational way.